Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are unreliable. They change with the weather, with your mood, with how much sleep you got last night. One day, you're fired up, ready to take on the world. The next day, you don't even want to get out of bed. That's how it works. And if you build your life, your goals, your success on motivation alone, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because when motivation disappears, and trust me, it will, what's left? Nothing. You see, the people who win in life, the ones who rise above every obstacle, they don't depend on motivation. They operate on discipline. Discipline is showing up when you don't feel like it. It's putting in the work when nobody's watching. It's pushing yourself past comfort, past excuses, past feelings, and getting it done anyway. Discipline is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Think about it. How many times have you set a goal, started strong, and then quit the moment it got hard, the moment it got uncomfortable, the moment you didn't feel like it? That's the problem. Too many people wait to feel ready. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect energy, the perfect mindset. But perfection never comes. The only thing that comes is the excuse to wait another day, another week, another year. And before you know it, you're stuck in the same place, wonder why success hasn't knocked on your door. Let me be real with you. Success doesn't knock. It doesn't show up with a welcome sign. It doesn't introduce itself politely and wait for you to be ready. Success only comes to those who earn it, and earning it requires discipline, daily, consistent, relentless discipline. Picture this. It's 5 in the morning. It's cold. Your bed is warm. You don't want to get up, but discipline says get up anyway. You're tired, your body hurts, your mind is telling you to take a break, but discipline says push through anyway. You're facing failure, setbacks, disappointments. You're questioning if this is even worth it, but discipline says keep going anyway. That's the difference between champions and everyone else. Champions don't listen to their feelings. Champions don't negotiate with excuses. Champions wake up and do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. And that's the habit you got to master, the habit of discipline. Because once you do, nothing can break you. Life will hit you hard. It will test you, stretch you, try to break you. But if you've trained yourself to show up, to work, to fight no matter what, you become unshakable. Most people let life dictate their actions. They let their emotions decide their effort. But discipline flips the script. Discipline says, I decide. You decide your future. You decide your destiny. You decide whether you rise or fall. And you decide that nothing, no setback, no failure, no lack of motivation will stop you. So I'm asking you today, how bad do you want it? Bad enough to be disciplined, bad enough to be consistent, to show up even when everything in you wants to quit. Because if you do that, if you commit to that level of discipline, there is nothing in this world that can break you. Let me ask you something. When everything around you is falling apart, when people doubt you, when the road gets rough, what's the one thing that's going to keep you standing? It's not talent. It's not connections. It's not even hard work alone. It's belief. It's what you say to yourself when nobody else is there to hype you up. It's the voice inside you that either lifts you or destroys you. And I need you to understand something. If you don't master the habit of unshakable self-belief, the world will break you. Because life is coming. Challenges are coming. People are going to doubt you. Some will straight up tell you that you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. And if there's even a small part of you that believes them, you've already lost. You got to train your mind to reject that negativity. You got to build yourself up so strong that even when the whole world says you can't, you look them dead in the eye and say, watch me. See, too many people walk through life with a broken mindset. They let their past failures define them. They let the mistakes they made yesterday tell them who they are today. But let me tell you something. Just because you failed doesn't mean you're a failure. Just because you lost once doesn't mean you're a loser. Champions fail, champions fall. But the difference is they don't stay down. They don't accept failure as their identity. They get up, they fight back, and they keep believing in themselves even when nobody else does. I remember talking to someone who told me, man, I just don't feel confident. I don't believe in myself. And I asked him, all right, but do you believe in your excuses? Do you believe in your doubts? Do you believe in your fears? And he said, yeah, I do. I said, then that means you know how to believe in something. You just keep choosing to believe in the wrong thing. And that's what so many people do. They put all their energy into believing in failure, in fear, in doubt. They convince themselves they're not good enough, that they can't do it, that success isn't for them. But what if you flipped it? What if instead of believing in the worst, you started believing in your potential, in your power, in your ability to overcome anything? You've got to stop waiting for someone else to believe in you before you believe in yourself. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for the world to tell you you're good enough. The world won't always see your greatness at first. That's not their job. That's your job. It starts with you. And listen, I know it's not easy. I know some of you grew up in environments where nobody told you that you were special, that you were capable. I know some of you have been beaten down by life so many times that believing in yourself feels impossible. But hear me when I say this. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not your circumstances. You are what you decide to be. It's going to take work. It's going to take rewiring your mind, catching those negative thoughts the moment they show up and shutting them down. It's going to take standing in front of a mirror and speaking life into yourself when nobody else will. It's going to take showing up every single day and proving to yourself that you can. And once you do that, once you lock in on this habit of believing in yourself no matter what, nothing will be able to break you. Life is going to hit you hard. It's going to throw things at you that you never saw coming. People will betray you. Opportunities will slip through your fingers. You will fail. You will lose. You will have moments when everything inside of you is screaming, breaking, and wanting to lash out. But let me tell you something. Your emotions cannot control you. You've got to control them. Because the second you let your emotions drive the car, you crash. See, most people let their emotions dictate their decisions. They wake up feeling good, they work hard. They wake up feeling bad, they quit. They get angry, they react. They get disappointed, they shut down. And that's why they never break through. Because they let their emotions control their actions instead of their principles, their goals, and their vision. You ever see a champion lose their cool? No. You ever see a leader panic when things go wrong? No, because they've trained themselves to stay steady no matter what's happening around them. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to master emotional control. You've got to be the kind of person who stays locked in, focused, and disciplined even when the storm is raging. I know people who had all the talent in the world, all the skill, all the potential, but they lost everything because they couldn't control their emotions. They let anger destroy relationships. They let fear stop them from taking risks. They let sadness keep them in bed when they should have been fighting. And that's the difference. That's why some people rise and some people fall. It's not just about talent. It's about emotional strength. Because let me tell you something. Life is not going to cater to your feelings. The world doesn't stop just because you're having a bad day. Life doesn't slow down just because you're frustrated, hurt, or upset. And if you don't learn how to control yourself, how to move forward even when you don't feel like it, you will never win. Listen, I get it. You're human. You have emotions. You feel things deeply. And that's okay. I'm not telling you to become a robot. I'm not telling you to ignore what you feel. I'm telling you to manage it, to control it, to process it without letting it wreck your progress. Feel the frustration, but don't quit. Feel the fear, but do it anyway. Feel the anger, but don't let it make decisions for you. That's the difference between average and unstoppable. Most people react. They let their emotions control their response. But the greats, they pause, they breathe, they think, they take control of the moment instead of letting the moment take control of them. And when you learn to do that, when you master emotional control, nothing, absolutely nothing can break you. Let me tell you something. Nothing in this life stays the same. Nothing. The world changes, people change, opportunities come and go. One day, everything is working in your favor, and the next, it feels like the ground is crumbling beneath you. And if you don't know how to adapt, if you don't know how to adjust, if you don't develop the ability to move with the storm instead of getting knocked over by it, life will break you. But if you master adaptability, if you train yourself to adjust, to pivot, to make a way no matter what, then nothing can stop you. See, too many people get stuck because they only know how to operate when things go according to plan. But let me ask you something. When has life ever followed your plan exactly? When has everything gone the way you expected? Never. Because that's not how life works. Life is unpredictable. It will throw you curveballs. It will take you places you never thought you'd go. It will remove things you thought would always be there. And if you don't know how to move with it, you will stay stuck complaining about how things used to be instead of rising up to meet what's in front of you. Look around. Every single person who has succeeded in a big way had to adapt. They had to shift. They had to move differently because what worked yesterday got you here won't always work tomorrow. What got you here won't always get you to the next level. And that's why adaptability is a habit. It's something you train. You don't wait for life to force you to change. You learn how to see change coming. You learn how to stay ahead of the curve instead of getting left behind. I know people who had everything they needed to succeed, but the moment things changed, they froze, they got stuck in the past, they refused to adjust, and you know what happened? They lost. They lost their opportunities, they lost their momentum, they lost their shot at greatness because they were too busy wishing things would go back to the way they were instead of stepping up to meet the moment. But then there are those people, the ones who refuse to lose, the ones who, no matter what happens, find a way. When doors close, they build a new one. When plans fall apart, they create a better one. When life throws them into deep waters, they don't sink, they learn how to swim. And that's what you got to do. You got to train yourself to adapt so well that no matter what happens, you can handle it. You can move, you can shift. You can survive, and not just survive, you can thrive. Stop fighting change. Stop resisting the new. Stop holding on to the way things used to be. That's dead. That's gone. The only thing that matters is how you respond to what's in front of you now. And if you master adaptability, if you train yourself to adjust, to stay fluid, to keep moving forward no matter what, then nothing, absolutely nothing can break you. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants success. But let me tell you something. Wanting it is not enough. Wishing for it, talking about it, dreaming about it is not enough. The difference between those who make it and those who don't, focus, laser focus. The ability to lock in on a goal and block out everything that doesn't move you closer to it. That's what separates the greats from everybody else, because distractions are everywhere, and most people, they let distractions steal their future. You ever see someone start something with fire, with energy, with passion, and then a few weeks later they're off track? They're not putting in the same work. They're making excuses. They're looking at everybody else, wondering why they're not getting results. But the truth is, they lost focus. They started looking at what other people were doing instead of locking in on their own lane. They started listening to negativity instead of staying in the zone. They let social media, entertainment, drama, and meaningless things steal their time, steal their energy, steal their future. And that's why they never get there. Because listen to me, focus is the key. If you want to break through, if you want to dominate, if you want to take your life to a level most people never reach, you have to train yourself to focus like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every minute you waste on something that doesn't push you forward is a minute you will never get back. Every time you let distractions pull you away from your goals, you're delaying your own success. You've got to be ruthless with your focus. You got to protect your energy. You got to cut off the things, the people, the habits that pull you away from what you're trying to build. Not everybody's going to understand. Not everybody's going to support you. And that's fine, because this journey, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about what you are willing to sacrifice to get to where you say you want to be. Most people are easily distracted because they don't respect their own dreams enough to protect them. They treat their goals like an option, like something they'll get around to when they have time. But the people who win, the people who make it to the top, they move different. They wake up every single day with one mission: progress. They don't let small things pull them off track. They don't entertain negativity. They don't let people who aren't going anywhere convince them to slow down. They are locked in every single day. And because of that, they get results. So I need you to make a decision today. Are you going to be like everybody else? Distracted, unfocused, inconsistent? Or are you going to step up, lock in, and give your dream the respect it deserves? Because if you learn how to focus, if you develop the discipline to stay locked in on your vision no matter what, then nothing can break you. Most people don't understand this, but let me tell you right now, your environment is shaping you whether you realize it or not. The people you surround yourself with, the conversations you have, the energy you allow into your life, it's all molding you, guiding you, and either pushing you toward greatness or pulling you away from it. You can have the biggest dreams, the strongest work ethic, the most unstoppable mindset. But if you're constantly around the wrong influences, if you're surrounding yourself with people who don't think big, who don't push themselves, who don't have discipline, eventually they will bring you down. Look around at the people in your life. Are they challenging you? Are they inspiring you? Are they making you better? Or are they draining you, distracting you, and keeping you stuck? Because if you are the most focused, most driven, most disciplined person in your circle, you've got a problem. You should be in an environment that stretches you, that forces you to grow, that makes you uncomfortable in the best way possible. Because if you're always the smartest, the hardest working, the most ambitious person in the room, then you're in the wrong room. Too many people stay stuck because they're too loyal to the wrong environment. They hold on to friendships, relationships, habits, and spaces that do nothing but keep them at the same level, and then they wonder why they're not growing. They wonder why they feel unmotivated. They wonder why their dreams feel so far away. It's because they're trying to elevate in an environment that's designed to keep them grounded. You've got to be intentional about where you place yourself. You've got to guard your mind, your energy, your time. That means cutting off the negativity. That means limiting your exposure to people who don't believe in you. That means walking away from anything that doesn't align with where you're going. And yeah, that's going to be hard. It's going to hurt. You're going to feel guilty. People are going to say you changed. But guess what? You're supposed to change. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to grow into the person you were meant to be. And if some people can't handle that, if they can't support that, then they were never meant to go with you. Stop trying to drag people into a future they don't even want for themselves. Stop waiting for people to catch up. Stop lowering your standards just to make others comfortable. You weren't born to stay in the same place forever. You weren't meant to play small just so you'll make others feel insecure. You've got to make a choice, your dreams or your comfort, because you can't have both. Put yourself in rooms where people think bigger. Surround yourself with those who push you to be better. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. And when you do that, when you commit to building the right environment around you, nothing, absolutely nothing can break you. Most people think success is about talent. They think it's about luck, about being in the right place at the right time. But let me tell you the truth. Success is about discipline. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, even when you're not seeing the results yet. Because let me tell you something, your feelings, your emotions don't determine your outcome. Your habits do. Your discipline does. And if you don't learn to stay consistent, if you don't train yourself to keep pushing no matter what, then you will never reach the level. Too many people want to be great when it's convenient. They want to grind when they're motivated. They want to work when they feel inspired. But let me ask you something. What happens when the motivation fades? What happens when the inspiration isn't there? What happens when you wake up and you don't feel like putting in the work? That's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. The ones who win, they don't rely on feelings. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't let their emotions dictate their actions. They stick to the plan. They stay consistent. See, people love to talk about how bad they want it. But I don't care about what you say. I care about what you do. Do you show up on the days when nobody is watching? Do you stay committed when the results aren't coming fast enough? Do you keep working when life gets hard? Because it's easy to grind when everything is going well. It's easy to be disciplined when things are falling into place. But real discipline is proven when things get tough, when progress is slow, when life tries to shake you. That's when you find out who you really are. And let me tell you something. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the most talented. You don't have to have all the connections. But if you master discipline, if you develop the habit of consistency, you will pass up people who have more talent than you. You will pass up people who started with more advantages than you, because while they're waiting for motivation, you're moving. While they're making excuses, you're executing. While they're distracted, you're locked in. And that's why in the end you win. Stop waiting to feel like it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop looking for shortcuts. This is about discipline. This is about putting in the work, whether you feel like it or not, day after day, week after week, year after year. Because if you master this, if you build the habit of relentless consistency, then nothing can break you. Most people live their entire lives trying to avoid failure. They play it safe. They stay in their comfort zone. They only take action when they're guaranteed to win. But let me tell you something. If you're afraid to fail, you're afraid to grow. Because failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. It is the foundation, the teacher, the process that builds you into the person who is ready to handle greatness. And if you don't learn how to embrace failure, if you don't develop the mindset that sees failure as fuel instead of a full stop, then you will never reach your full potential. See, people talk about wanting to be great, but the moment they face resistance, the moment they hit an obstacle, they start doubting themselves. They start questioning whether they're really built for this. They start thinking maybe they should settle. And that's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. The ones who win, they don't run from failure. They run toward it. They take the losses, the rejections, the setbacks, and they learn. They adjust. They grow. They use failure to sharpen them instead of letting it break them. You've got to shift your perspective. You've got to stop looking at failure as a sign that you should quit. It's a sign that you're in the game. It's a sign that you're moving, that you're taking risks, that you're pushing yourself beyond what's comfortable. And yeah, it's going to hurt. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to make you want to stop. But listen to me. Every successful person you admire, every great leader, every champion, they all failed. Not once, not twice, but over and over again. And do you know why they're great? Because they didn't let failure define them. They let it refine them. Most people see failure as the end, but the greats see it as the beginning. They understand that failure is not permanent. It's not a label. It's an event. It's feedback. It's information. It's a lesson disguised as a loss. And if you can start seeing it that way, if you can stop letting failure shake your confidence, then there is no limit to what you can do. Think about it. Every time you failed, you learned something. You got stronger. You got wiser. You figured out what didn't work, and that moved you one step closer to what does. So why would you be afraid of it? Why would you avoid something that's making you better? You've got to rewire your mind. You've got to embrace failure. You've got to take risks, knowing that some of them won't work out, but that every single one is getting you close. So stop running, stop hesitating, stop waiting for a guaranteed win. The only way to guarantee failure is to never try. But if you keep moving, if you keep pushing, if you keep showing up, no matter how many times you fall, then nothing can break you.